Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Trigger. Today we are going to be building and reviewing the Pagani Utopia. This is one of my favorite releases from this season. Of course, we do still have the Competition to do and the 963, which I will get to at another date. I'm very excited for this car. It takes a lot of inspiration from the Pagani Huayra, and the Huayra is an amazing car. I've previously described Pagani as the Rolls-Royce of supercars. It kind of feels like everything they do is extremely intentional. Everything has its place, and it just screams luxury while being able to go 200 miles per hour. This car is very beautiful, and Pagani is definitely one of my favorite brands of supercars. This is 249 pieces, not a super complex build. They have been bragging quite a bit about the door pieces that they use on the back to get the back just right. The exhaust with the angular bits going down to the taillights, that is very cool. Just a very beautiful car. The image that they use of the Pagani Utopia does seem to be more chrome than silver, but this will do. I honestly, I would be thrilled if they one day made a chrome car, just a bunch of metallic looking pieces so that the entire build looks like a mirror. I think that would be hilarious, experimental, and just really cool looking on my shelf. Now, I have talked about this a couple of times. The two previous cars from Pagani were the Huayra and the Zonda. I'm not sure if they had variants, being the Huayra BC and the Zonda R, or if those are just the names of the cars and I'm simplifying it by calling them the Huayra and the Zonda. The Utopia looks very, very similar to the Huayra. And I'm not upset with that at all. I think the Huayra is a beautiful car. The Zonda is as well. I would really love it if next year or the year after, we were to get a double pack from Pagani with both the Zonda and the Huayra in it. I think that would be incredible. And I mean, they have now started a relationship with Pagani. Who's to say that it won't happen? But why don't we just get all of them? I really want to see the Zonda. The Huayra, like I said, being so similar in fashion to the Utopia, maybe not as necessary, but I would still love to see it. Anyways, we've been talking for a little bit. Let's just go ahead and jump into the first time lapse. All right, boys, I finished up the first bag of the Utopia. One thing I want to say off rip, if you noticed that the camera angle for the time lapse was different, we're trying out something a little different here. And it was while I was setting up the camera for the time lapse that I had realized you can't really see my collection whenever I do these videos. So I thought that a top-down view might be a little bit better. Maybe in post, I'll see if I like it. And if I don't, then I'm going to change it up for the next car. Anyways, let's talk about the actual car itself. So the Pagani Utopia, of course, we've only done the back half. Second bag should be that front half forward. Sometimes there's this weird thing that happens where when, you know, I'll like look up a car and that's, you know, usually when a new car is coming out because I'm excited for it, and I'll see what's to be expected. And this rear, very, I want to say surprising. It's not that. It's not surprising. It's, I knew what was going to happen, and yet when I did it, it still surprised me. I don't know how to explain that. That's a very strange phenomenon that's happening, because I knew what was going to happen, and yet when I look at this, all I can think is, that is clever. And also it's pretty. I mean, just look at that. Something about video form where you guys just can't appreciate the way that this looks like how I am, you know, IRL. Just seeing it in person, having it in my hands, it's really, really cool. And you know, I had seen YouTube videos where people talk about how this this whole tail end gets configured into the car. So the way that this works is you can imagine this back part kind of looking like a T. So the from the taillights, from the taillight to the opposite taillight, that is all one piece that goes from here up to about where this glass meets. And there are two like C hooks. Don't know the names of these things. I'm just calling them that. If C hook makes you think of a Technic piece, that's what I'm talking about. Is that Technic? I'm getting off track. Anyways, it just clamps onto a middle piece somewhere around here, and that works out really well. I was seeing some people talk about there's like a little bit of wobble in it. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it is wobbling. I don't touch these, so for some people it may be a problem if, you know, maybe you're younger and you like to play around with these, or if you're an adult, no judgment. There is a little bit of wobbliness there that I'm sure that some people would have a problem with. For me, I'm just gonna have these sitting on a shelf, so I'm not too worried about that myself. Just like the Competition, and I think the 963 and the McLaren F1, this does have the new chassis. It's also got the new wheel covers, which felt a little bit unnecessary because it does have you put pieces on there that makes it look like it's about the same size as the old wheel wells or wheel covers, whatever you call them. So it felt a little bit unnecessary to have them here, but they are here, so that's cool to see. The car that probably shows us off the best out of all of them really is going to be that Ferrari Competition. But I think when we get into the front, it'll make a little bit more sense why they chose the new ones over the old. This is coming together very well, and I'm excited to see the end product. And let's go into bag number 2. All right, boys, we have finished up the Pagani Utopia, and this is so good, man. I know I say very similar things in every single one of my videos. Like, this is so good, but honestly, when a car is just everything that I wanted, this is the reason why I have this entire collection. It's moments like this, when I see a car that I didn't even think about, and LEGO Speed Champions is just like, hey, let's give this to them and see how they react. This is a really good moment, man. This is a car that I was very hyped up about. It wasn't just the McLaren F1. Pagani I've always been a fan of. In fact, I remember in my teenage years, there was a time when I believe the Huayras was like in my top 5. That was back in the day when I kept track of like what my favorite cars were. Because back then I was super into Need for Speed, and you know, all the knowledge that I had about cars were based off of video games, and most of that information was just false because, you know, in video games, certain cars just have to be good for certain reasons. And to this day, that's still what I base a lot of my enjoyment of cars on, is how much I like them in a certain video game. And the Huayra BC being in Forza Horizon 5, I've played with quite a bit, and you know, not just in Forza Horizon 5, but other, you know, video games. And I've seen YouTube videos on this car, not the Utopia, but the Huayra. Not very much on the Zonda, but I do really like the look of this car. The rear is really what gets me. I do like that tail quite a bit. The front bumper did have something very similar going on, where it had hooks that just go in here right underneath the windshield. And overall, it looks really, really clean. This is a really cool car that I didn't even think about Speed Champions maybe one day collabing with, but I'm super happy that they did, because the end product is beautiful, and I really do like the look of this. And like I said earlier, I do wish that it was in silver, but it's fine that it's not in silver. But I think it would look so stunning if we had a silver car up there. The rear view mirrors, so basic, but that's fine, because, you know, what else were they really going to do with that? The wheels look really nice. I was trying to figure out for a while what exactly was going on there that made it look so different to me. And I believe it's because since these are the new wheels that I think they started using in 2021 or 2022, maybe 2022, the spokes of the rim go up to a certain point, and then you see the silver of the actual wheel itself, and then it turns into tire. So that looks really cool. I like the way that that came out. The back half, nothing too crazy going on with the splitter. I really like when splitters are super detailed. This one is not so much, but that's fine. The back has already got a lot of detail going for it. The front end does have a lot going on. I believe that the parts that are used on the right and left side directly underneath the headlights are ski blades. It's like the things that are underneath the shoes that ice skaters use. Ice skating blades. Words are difficult sometimes. I hope you understood what I meant. I'm not going to rephrase any of that because it's tough to come up with the first time. Funny thing is these tail lights are on little, like those C hooks that I was talking about. They can come down. They're not supposed to. So if you would like to jack your Utopia up and change a tire, it comes pre-installed with jacks as tail lights. The headlights I do know are a new piece, or maybe they were a new piece last year. I can't remember if it was this year or last year, but I do know that those are pretty recent. This series, it seems like the only car that's going to be heavy on stickers is the 963. I know that well, I don't know this, but I believe that the Competition isn't too sticker heavy. I knew what this car was going to look like because I've seen videos on it, and I had seen leaks of this car dating back to I think November or December, but this is one of those moments where just seeing the car in person and holding it yourself is, it's different. It is different. I can't tell you how exactly. I had the similar feeling when I had built the Toyota Supra. If you guys enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Hey, yo, what that rock say?